You're live.
But nobody is here, no?
You're live.
I am live, huh? Okay. No participants, two of them are there.
No, students will join, so you can start.
Okay, good afternoon. This is, my name is Professor Ghoshal. Am I audible to everybody? Hello?
YouTube also there. No, that will also take. You can open YouTube. No, in laptop.
Hello?
This is your audible.
I am audible. So, let us start this live session. So, do you have any questions, or maybe? So first, let's start with any questions that you may have for the materials which till now that I have covered. Motish, where are you from? I am just going to initiate some conversation here.
There's a forum questions.
Yeah, I will answer that. Okay, so Motish, this is your question. You want to work on a research project in robotics. I can't hear them, no? So they are
Actually, they are muted. Once if they raise their hands, we will allow them to speak.
I see.
That
Okay.
will do.
Okay. So
that we'll do from there.
okay, good. So put it on.
We'll do. Yeah.
Okay, Motish, where are you from?
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon. Where are you from?
Good afternoon, sir. I am from Andhra Pradesh, but currently I am staying in Bangalore.
Okay. So you want to you have a BTech or MTech or
sir, I am
working?
Now I am BTech third year. Sir.
Okay. So you said that your question is you want to do a research project in robotics, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what kind of research project? What are you really interested in?
Sir, designing.
Okay.
Designing and kinematics of robotics.
Okay. So which college are you in? Maybe
sir, I am from Presidency University.
Okay.
It's near Rajankunta. Yelahanka area.
Okay, yes, I know that I've been there once long time back. So they have a very good robotics lab, no? There are some professors who are teaching robotics.
Yes, sir. Professors are there, but lab is not available.
Presidency University. Oh, they have a very good IC engines lab, is it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see engines lab. Very good.
Not robotics, yes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to do some design work, what do you want to build a small robot, or what do you want to do?
Sir, previously I have done some little projects
Uh,
in robotics, but now I want to continue my career in robotics as a researcher. So I'm planning to take admission in MTech or PhD, direct PhD. So now I am want to change my transition phase from engineering to research.
okay.
So I want to start with research projects in robotics, research project in robotics.
Okay. Yeah. So it's a very good idea, and I'm happy that you want to do research projects in robotics. So maybe we can talk offline. You can send me an email saying that these are some of the things that you have done,
Yes.
and then maybe we can take a decision as to which one is easier to extend, or are you interested in theory or experiment?
Both, sir, but theory I like it. Theory derivations are like.
Okay, so then we'll talk about offline. Okay, so because there are many design projects which are happening in our lab and also in ISC. Okay, so maybe, so for example, there is one student here. I don't know if you can see him. His
Yes, sir.
name is Yogesh. Okay, he's a PhD student, and he is doing some design of Stuart platform-based vibration isolation device.
Oh.
That is one possibility. There is also one more student, he's sitting here. They do work on basically using cable-driven robot.
Yes, I seen in that lecture.
Okay, and then there is one which you may or may not have seen. This is a quadruped. Okay, so
Sir, I seen it in YouTube. I seen it.
Yeah, so things like that we can work on, and you can decide what you want to do. Okay, I would. Okay, since you are in third year, no, you are in third year, right?
Yes, sir. Third year mechanical.
So yeah, it's a good time to start. But after you finish your courses, like summer, you can start, no?
Yes. But
So,
now, if I build the base, like what are the prerequisites, like learning what and all required, like reading research papers. Now I am reading like 2 papers a day, and I even started with those papers you mentioned in that lecture.
Okay. Yeah, so we can discuss, and I will also, another good way of doing learning about robotics is to talk to some of the students, your age group. So both we can discuss, not a problem.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
But are you following the lectures? Is this lectures, it is clear, and there
Yes,
are a lot of
following.
doubts? Okay. How are you doing the assignments? Do you find them easy or hard, or what is the
Initially, I found it little tough, but while going on, it is. I mean, I'm like adjusting, adapting to it.
Oh, good. Okay. So, have you done any of the subjective assignments?
Yes, sir.
And you can do them, huh?
Sir.
Oh, then that means you are good in robotics. Very good. Okay.
Previously, I did one project in automated irrigation, and I was a finalist for Falling Walls Lab 2019 India.
What? Can you repeat the last?
Falling Walls Lab 2019. It was conducted by German Research for Innovation and Son.
Oh, I see. Okay.
GWIH.
I don't know what is that project on. Okay. Yeah, sure. So yeah, so if you are following this lectures, and you can do most of the subjective questions, then I think you are in good shape in robotics. How many more students are there from presidency who are doing this NPTEL course?
I don't think no one, sir. I think I'm the one. Yeah.
But you people in presidency knew about this course?
New, sir. Even our university gave an official notice that list of NPTEL courses and who are teaching. Every semester they'll post in
Okay,
our groups.
okay. Okay, so the other thing is, if you are interested in research,
Yeah, sir.
so the first thing is you need to make a choice whether you want to do it in India or abroad.
India, sir.
India. So
Huh,
in that case, please prepare for GATE.
sir. Even I'm preparing.
Yeah, because without GATE exam, no, you cannot enter any of the good IITs and ISC.
Hmm.
And both in IIT and ISC, you need to have very good GATE marks.
Sir.
So most IITs, you need some 95 or something like that percentile. I don't know what is the new way of calculating, but roughly 95 percentile and above could be there for GATE. Okay, and ISC also allows you to enter what is called as direct PhD. And even the IITs, I think some of the IITs nowadays allow you direct PhD. So that is more research oriented. You have to do less courses, but nevertheless, you should do well in GATE. That is the most important thing right now.
Okay.
Please prepare for GATE, and then once you do reasonably well in GATE, so that you have these two options in ISC as well as in other places. So one is, if you do very well in GATE, you can do course-based program, okay, MTech course, or otherwise MTech research. So MTech research means you do only like maybe 6 courses or 4 courses, 4 to 8 courses, and you finish in less than a year, and the rest of the time, another year, a little more than a year, you will do research. Okay, and this research is based on some new topic or some novel idea, whatever you do. And once you finish or you are doing well in MTech research, you can even continue for PhD if you are interested. Okay,
Yes.
so that is very important. You do well in GATE, prepare and get at least 95 percentile or more. Okay. If you want to go abroad, then you need to give GRE and various other things. I'm sure you or your friends in your college will know about how to apply abroad.
Yes.
So please send me one email, and then we can discuss further what exactly like research in or design work you would like to do. Okay, since you are in your 3rd year, you can start. But yeah, for last year, final year project, you can think of doing something substantial. Okay.
Yes, sir.
There is also this guy is not here. Vishnu Bhatt. To know how to do research.
Globally. Yeah, so Vishnu is asking that, sir, could you speak about pursuing masters in robotics? He's asking what college recommendation globally and what the syllabus and research area. Also, could you speak about the similarities and differences between mechatronics and robotic engineering? Maybe that question you can take up first.
So is Vishnu there?
But he'll hear the recording as well.
We will hear the recording, huh? Okay. So Vishnu, I am reading your question, and I am going to go the last question first. So the difference between mechatronics and robotics engineering. Okay, so there is a lot of similarity between mechatronics and robotics. In fact, you can think of mechatronics as a subset of robotics. Okay, in robotics, basically you have a big part of robotics is motion. Okay, so you have robots which are wheeled mobile robots, or flying robots, or walking robots. So they are moving all over the place. Mechatronics is most of the time, not always, most of the time, a small device which uses both mechanical aspects and electronic aspects, and also maybe some computer aspects. So it will be a device which you can use it to sense something, you can measure something, then you have some small actuator there which will do some work while after sensing and doing all these things. But typically in a mechatronic device, you don't have large motion. You don't have walking or you don't have flying. So in a robot, there are many elements which are basically mechatronic devices. So for example, this sensor and this actuator which you have at the joint or elsewhere, they are basically mechatronic devices. So they have, so mechatronic means basically mechanical electronics plus electronics. So those aspects are there in a robotic device. So I hope that is clear. So mechatronics is like a subset of robotics. Robotics is a little bit bigger, broader area. So you want to pursue masters in robotics. So as I was telling your previous Motish, that if you want to pursue masters in robotics in India, you have to get through GATE. Okay, so once you give GATE exam and you do well in the GATE exam, you will be called for interviews most of the places, or you will be given direct appointment, direct admission. Okay, so there are no places in India which gives you, as far as I know, direct degree of masters in robotics. Okay, I don't think it's also a good idea to do so specialized masters. Long time back, there used to be a master's in robotics from IIT Kanpur. I don't think that is anymore there. Okay, so there are masters in mechanical engineering, electronics, computer science with a project in robotics. So that is probably a better idea. Okay, so because you would like to learn some aspects of engineering and then some specialized knowledge of robotics or sensing or any other area in robotics. Okay, even computation. So college recommendation globally. So there are many very good colleges abroad. Of course, you must have heard of MIT and Stanford and Berkeley and various other places. But these are also very hard to get in. And information about these colleges are more readily available on the internet. If you have any specific question, you can send me email and I can answer. So many places, again, in let's say in MIT or Stanford, there will be a program which is mechanical engineering or even maybe in robotics, and they'll be doing several courses in robotics. So there'll be one course which will be very similar to what I am doing. Okay, kinematics, dynamics, control. Then there might be a question on or a course on programming. Then there might be a course on vision, computer vision. Then there might be a course, nowadays it is very popular, a course on machine learning and AI. So there'll be a set of courses which together you can say that you have done a specialization in robotics. Okay. And last part is research areas. There are many research areas in robotics. Traditionally, most of the research in robotics would concentrate on industrial applications, fixed robots. But nowadays, there are these robots which can fly, which can crawl, which are soft robots, which is a very new area in robotics. And you must have seen this robot which has landed on Mars. Okay, so it's a six-wheel robot with lots of sensors, which is moving autonomously on the surface of Mars. Okay, there is a time lag between what the JPL operators are doing and what the robot is doing on Mars, several minutes. So the robot must act autonomously. So autonomy is a very important research area in robotics. It is also used for autonomous cars, autonomous airplanes, autonomous various things. So, and also the newer research areas on machine learning and AI, use of these techniques in robotics. Okay, so I hope this is more or less a summary of the question, summary of the answers to the question that you have raised. Huh? Who else is there? Any
question in the comment?
Okay. No, I don't think so, is it? So I have a student here. He is a recent student from NIT Raipur, right? So his name is Yogesh Pratap Singh. So there is a program called PMRF. Are you? I don't know how many of you are familiar with it. This is a very nice program from the government of India. They give you a lot of scholarship. So it's very nice program which encourages students to do research. So maybe you should look at PMRF. Type in Google, find out what is PMRF. Okay. You still have to give GATE. GATE is most important. There is nothing you can escape without doing GATE. Okay, so please make sure that you study well and prepare for GATE, and then join one of the research institutes in IIT. So there is a question by Karthik. I'll read out the question. Hi, this may be a simple doubt. Kindly entertain. Could you please point out the number of independent variables in 2R manipulator, number of constraints, and what are they? Okay. So, so 2R manipulator, as what it means is there are two links. Okay. R here means two rotary joints are there. So one rotary joint connects the first link with the base, and the second rotary joint connects the first link with the second link. So if you see the number of independent variables are θ1 and θ2. Okay. So two rotary joint variables, θ1 and θ2. The other part of the question is number of constraints. What are they? Okay, so if you have these two links which are moving in a plane, I am assuming that 2R here means a planar 2R robot. If you have a planar 2R robot, the links are moving in a plane. So each link has 3 degrees of freedom, correct? X, Y, and some orientation of each link. However, there are 2 independent rotations, theta 1 and theta 2. So you can add 3 plus 3, 6, minus 2. So there are 4 constraints in the system. If the 2R robot was moving in 3D space, then you have something else. Then each link will have 6 degrees of freedom, and the rotary joints are imposing 5 constraints. Okay, it should have been 6 plus 6, 12, but each rotary joint imposes 5 constraints, so you have actually 2 degrees of freedom left. I hope that answers your question. Karthik, is that the answer clear? Oh, okay, you are in YouTube, Karthik. Okay. Okay, Vishnu, you have said, you have asked whether you would have enough knowledge to apply for an intern or a job for this summer. Okay, yes or no? You have to see how you do in this course. No, so if you are doing well in the assignment, and if you do well in the final exam, then then you have a good chance. There is no guarantee, right? But you have a good chance. So Vishnu, you have said you are doing good with our course until now. What does good mean? Are you able to answer the subjective questions? Do you find them very hard? Do you spend a lot of time? Maybe you can say a little bit. Not the MCQ. I know, MCQs are, hopefully they are interesting questions. You are learning something from the MCQs also. But most important, they are the subjective questions. So in this MCQ, YouTube is easier than this, no? Oh, okay, Vishnu, so you are saying you can answer 2 of the subjective questions. That's better. So how much time is it taking? You said it takes some time. What is some? If it is half an hour, 45 minutes, it is not too much in my view. But if you are taking 3-4 hours, then it is not. Then maybe you need to provide some feedback. Okay, Karthik, you are asking very advanced questions. Okay, So your question is, in case of a 6 degree of freedom planar humanoid robot, say during double support phase, some DOFs are constrained. How does one model such a double support phase to avoid undesirable torque load on actuators? So if this is your question, actually the short answer is I have to think about it. Okay, but it is possible because you know. So I am assuming that this. Okay, so I am assuming that this is the gravity is acting downward. Okay, so if you have gravity which is acting downward, then you can find what the load passing through the CG of each link. Okay, you can basically solve it as a static problem. So remember, okay, we have not yet, we have done, I think, right? The statics of a serial robot has been studied in the course. So the joint torques are related to the external forces by means of the Jacobian matrix. So to answer your question, we need to figure out something like the Jacobian matrix for this humanoid robot. Okay, and then we have to do tau is J transpose F. Here F is basically the load, gravity load, as well as maybe the reaction load coming from the ground. Okay. So your question is, do we accelerate the COM by some means? Okay, COM means center of mass. So in the double support phase of a humanoid robot, okay, only the gravity load is acting. So it is basically a static problem. So there is the acceleration of the center of mass is nothing but the gravity, G. Okay, so we can calculate what is the torque required to maintain equilibrium. Vishnu, you are saying that you spend average of 1 hour per question, okay? So 1 hour per question is slightly on the higher side. I would not assume that you spend more than like maybe, one maximum 2 hours for the whole subjective part. I don't want you to spend more than that. Okay, maximum 2 hours. So is the answer clear about that humanoid robot, Karthik? So Karthik, are you working on somewhere a humanoid robot? Are you trying to model or build one, or what is the story? Okay, so there are many people in ISC who are working on humanoid robot. I know at least one group who is trying to work on humanoid robot. It is a research area, Karthik. So if you have some specific question, you can email it to me and we can try. Yeah, SimScape multibody is a good idea to start or do some simple quick modeling. Okay, SimScape is very good. I don't think Adams is useful for humanoid robots, but for other robots, like you can easily model a planar robot, may not be this humanoid, using Adams also. SimScape is also very good. So, Karthik, where are you from, and what are you studying or doing now? Yeah, please drop any long questions that you may have by email. We will try to answer. And where are you working now? You have finished MTech? DIIT is this place in Pune. I have visited. It is outside Pune. It is some Defense Institute of Advanced Studies. It's a good place, university. Okay, so very good. Um, yeah, thank you, Karthik. I understand now why you are trying to do this. So it's good. It's a good system to model for understanding of robotics. Various things you can learn from. If you can both analyze, model, analyze, and fabricate and make it work, it will be a very good, it's an excellent thing. Quite hard to do on your own, but nevertheless, it's good that you are trying. There's a question.
Motish.
Motish, you please go ahead.
Sir,
Please
can
go
you
ahead.
can you tell me some sources to learn more in robotics?
Okay. So there are several good books on robotics. Okay, so there are also other courses, MOOC courses on robotics. So you can search on the internet. There are courses from old courses from Stanford, MIT, and there are my book you can buy. I'm advertising my book. Okay, so you can buy the book. It is not very expensive. So whatever I am teaching right now is all in the book, but there are other books also. It is not as if you have to buy only this book. There are many other books. So there is a simple book by Professor Saha from IIT Delhi. So that is on serial robots. Okay. Then there is a more advanced book. One very nice advanced book on robotics is by Murray, Lee, and Shastri. Okay. It is called Mathematical Introduction to Robotics. It's more than 20 years old, or almost maybe 20 years old, but it's a very nice book for research. So it has a lot of advanced techniques using screw theory and exponential map, and some words which we will not even use in this course. So, but the idea is that you can use those advanced mathematical techniques and tools to model, analyze, and find some nice results about robotics, about different kinds of robots. Okay. Then there are lots of nice journals. I don't know whether presidency has access to the journals or not, but many of these journals have nowadays something called open access, which means that anybody can see the articles in that journal. Okay, so there is a journal called Soft Robotics. Then there is a journal, other journals which are all open access. Some published in China, some in various other parts of the world. Okay, so please take a look at some of these new journals on robotics. Soft Robotics is one. Then there is a group of journals from China called MDPI. That's the name of the publisher. Okay, so they have some 2 or 3 robotics journals. Then there is this IEEE and ASME and mechanism and machine theory, standard, mechanical engineering, electrical type of journal in robotics. So a good way to learn or get some new information about robotics is to go to some of these well-known groups in robotics. Okay, so MIT, Stanford, Berkeley. In Europe, there is something called ETH, Zurich. Okay, they do very, very nice work on mobile robots and autonomous robots. In India also, you can take a look at our website and IIT Delhi and IIT Bombay. And then you can take a look at National University of Singapore, NUS and NTU. Okay. So they have reasonably well, not as good as ours, but reasonably well good groups on robotics. So, and most of the time they will put up material free. You can go and see and take a look at it. Does that answer your question, Motish?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
He has to raise the hand. Tell him that
So Anish, I can see that you have joined. You need to raise your hand if you want to,
Okay.
if you have a question.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Okay, so I am basically, my name is Anish Kajon. I am working at the Government Engineering College, Barton Hill, Trivandrum. So I am new to this robotics. Basically, I am having a mechanical background, and I just introduced into this robotics course. So, but recently I purchased one book of yours, and that really seems to be a new one for me. So it gives a really a good input towards the robotic side. So basically, I am in the initial stages. I find it difficult to answer your questions. So, but now in the fifth and after in the fifth week onwards, the questions are a little bit and that I am confident to answer the questions. So in the initial stages, my marks are very low.
Okay.
when
So you don't worry too much about marks,
okay,
okay? Because the final thing is sum of all the marks. So if
okay,
you can improve.
yeah. So it is a really nice, wonderful session and one nice experience for me to interact with you, sir. Thank you.
So Anish, you are. Can you say a little bit about yourself? So Anish, did you hear my question? Can you say a little bit about yourself?
So my name is Anish Kajong. I did my bachelor's in SET College Trivandrum, then masters at TKM Engineering College Kollam, which is in in Kerala. Then did my PhD in thermal science, and now I am doing mechatronics. I am entering into mechatronics side as I am a trainer for ADAM course. ADAM is Advanced Diploma in Automotive Mechatronics, which is a collaborated course with Mercedes-Benz and the Government Engineering College, Barton Hill. So I am now acting as the trainer for that course. So as part of that interest, I joined this robotics. Now we have, I am also a part of a TBA, I am also working as a TBA coordinator. We have some startups related with the robotics. So, my students, one Arjun is now working at is now at IIC Bangalore as a research scholar. He got a Prime Minister's scholarship, Arjun.
Okay.
Uh,
Which
then
department is Arjun in?
um,
Mechanical.
yes,
Oh,
he's
okay. Uh,
but here in our college he did the prosthetic project on prosthetic arm.
I see. Very nice.
Okay. Then we have another student, Mithun, who is also working as a research assistant at IEC Bangalore. So uh, they give us a feedback of working in the robotics side will energize our students. So getting a motivation from student side, I joined this course.
Very nice. Very nice. And I'm very happy that you are, you are liking the robotics and now it is becoming easier for you.
Yes, yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
Okay.
So are there some other students also who are joining?
Definitely. We have one robotics lab in our college. We worked on humanoid robots in association with UST Global, which is a company in Technopark Trivandrum. One junior UG student did his project in analyzing the dizziness of the driver using Jetson Nano.
Oh, very nice.
Okay, so we are working on that mechatronics side as well as in this robotics side in a very small fashion. So
So,
we want
so I know, yeah, I know somebody in IIST.
uh,
You know IIST,
yes,
which is outside Trivandrum, some 30,
yes,
40 kilometers from Trivandrum. So there is a Professor Isaac Kurian.
yes,
Huh?
yeah, I know him.
So maybe you can ask him to come and give a talk.
Yes,
He's a very good speaker, and then he can give a very nice motivating talk on robotics and space and other things. Which yeah, he is from Trivandrum. I know him.
yes, he is our governing body member
Oh,
of our
good.
college.
Huh.
Then one of our batch students has worked in mechanics, and I was fortunate enough to work with Sir as co-guide.
Oh, very nice.
Okay,
Very nice. So is
so
Trivandrum now better as far as this
now it is getting
COVID?
better, but we are in April 6th we are going for election.
Oh, I
So
see.
again, that peak will soon hit
Okay,
on.
one more peak will come because of
Yes,
elections. Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yes, that is true. Good. Thank you for joining
Okay.
us and thank
Thank you,
you for
sir.
attending
It's
this course.
okay.
So if you, I have set in the chat box.
Uh,
If there are any detailed questions, you please feel free to send by email.
Yes, definitely, sir. Thank you. Nice meeting.
Okay, so we will close in a short while. So we'll close, no? 5 o'clock is over, no?
Yes, sir. Will
Okay. So I have said If there are any questions, no more questions, so we can close.
So
I'll
if
just
any
say-
question, they can ask in forum also.
Yes.
No, you can tell orally, sir. It will be in YouTube.
Okay. So if there are any questions, please ask in the forum. And now we are going to close this live session. Okay. So thank you for attending. Bye.